Everybody should have looked at him and be like, this is the most solidified manager in the league. They could propel themselves for the next 3 years to get back to back to back or get one league title at least. They have 2021, but I think he should have been doing more as such an experienced manager in that league. But
Who
that's what happens. And then when you have controversies like Spider-Man Julian Alvarez getting booed by the fans, I mean, what a crazy saga. What do you guys make of that saga? How is it going to end? Would it be good for anybody?
I get both points of view. Like, from what people are saying, oh, it's his fault for signing a 5-year contract with Atletico Madrid. He knew what he was getting into. He knew what's Simeone's style of play. They build a team around him. Like, I get that part. And then, I get it, like, he wants to go to Barca, which is a direct rival. And, that shouldn't happen. But, like, at the same time, I'm sure, like, they probably promise him, hey, if you come, we're gonna win things, we're gonna win titles, we're gonna compete. And, in the last 2 years that he's been there, maybe 3, Atletico hasn't really been competing. Competing means being close to the title, and they haven't been close to anything. So, like, I get it. The frustration of someone who maybe who wants to win things, somebody who wants to play important Champions League games, important La Liga games. So I get his point of view. He says, Barca is his dream club since he was a little child. I don't know,
Yeah, he said too much
but
there, boy.
yeah, right now at this point, I feel like for the best thing that can happen for everyone is that he needs to leave Atletico Madrid. I know, like, he won't go to Barca. I just don't see it. It's about pride. Because after everything that the president has said, even the Twitter, the Atletico Madrid Twitter page, he just cannot go to Barca. Because they will, they will seem like a joke, and the fans don't want him. Everyone literally wants him to leave. So I just don't see him, like you've been saying, Havile, sometimes, he should rot on the bench. I just don't see him like doing that because I feel like that's gonna create more of a cancer in the dressing room. Because remember, like, there are some Argentinian players who are probably like best friends with him. So if you keep him there and then he creates this type of a cancer in the dressing room, I don't think that would benefit the club at all. So I think
Yeah,
the best solution is for I say loan him out. Loan him out for 1 year, have the club that wants him pay his salary, and then next year, if he wants to go to Barca, Arsenal, whatever, let him. Next year, I said let him go. Even this Barca, next year let him go. This year, loan him out. Have someone pay his salary, and someone like Real Madrid, maybe. Who knows?
Do you guys need him? I,
No,
I
no,
thought your
no.
cousin just came in.
No, I'm just playing. No, but he
his
should go to
cousin just
Chelsea
came
for
in.
sure. Chelsea, he'll be perfect for Chelsea.
Serge, Barca, Chelsea, or Arsenal? What is the best fit for him as a player? I'm not talking about all the business. Where is the best place for him to slot in? So keep that in mind.
I do have to say I have to agree with Daniel. I think it's best for all parties for Alvarez to part ways with Atletico. I think Atletico needs to sell him now because they're gonna in this transfer market right now, bro. They're gonna get the most money for him. I don't think you wait a year and then take the risk of him getting injured or him be rotting on the bench, and they don't, take full advantage of what they can get out of him.
Yeah,
So
they're
I
gonna
think
lose
you
his
need to
value.
sell him. I think you need to sell him, and you sell him for a crazy inflated price. And to answer your question, I think right now in his career, I think he's probably, I would, if I was him, I'd go to Arsenal. Arsenal's playing in Europe. Arsenal need another attacking, striker. Gyökeres isn't. I don't think is kind of underwhelming. I don't think he performed to what Arsenal thought that they were going to get out of him. They're still playing with Kai Havertz as a 9. I think you put Alvarez in there. I think he slots in beautifully. He knows the Prem. He's played for City for a few years. You know where you're going to get out of him. And I think in that system with Arteta, I think just it's a no-brainer for Alvarez. I think he should go to Arsenal. He'll be contending for titles. And I think you're not going to pay 140, 150 million for a striker and not start. So he's going to start right away. I think right now for him, he needs to leave Atletico, and I think if anyone should get him, I think it would be best fitting for Arsenal.
Julian Alvarez, 150 mil. Is he worth it?
What about you? You're the Arsenal fan. Do you want him for 150 mil?
Is he worth it? I don't think he's worth 150. I just think the
No, yeah.
market is so inflated that everyone's paying for overpriced players this summer. Like, come on, bro. Fucking City got what's his name? Anderson for what, 120? Insane.
I just think I disagree 100%. I think that's a franchise player right there. I think that's a generational player. I think he's actually in the conversation for being top 3 best strikers in the world at this present time for me. I
See,
think
Javi's
collective
showing his Arsenal side right here, bro.
No,
Delusional,
bro, but
bro.
you know, bro, but you have to think about it. That you have to be
Uh,
realistic. I
I'm
think
thinking, bro.
let me talk. Let me
Is
land.
he
Let me
is he
land.
is he better than Havertz?
100% better than Havertz. Do you not feel that he's better than Havertz? Come on. I think between the hold-up play, the touches, the mentality, what he's already won, the experience, everywhere he touches, he's got the Midas touch, and he's winning. The only place that he could go, in 2 places in the world that he could have gone and never win anything, was Atletico and Tottenham. That's it, bro. He made it, bro. At least with us, you're winning an FA Cup, and now we got the title. Nah, it's over. It's clipped, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, if
It's
Tottenham
bro.
didn't get Marmoush, I'd be like, yo, be careful with Tottenham, bro. They'll come knocking too, bro.
Yo, you never know, right? All the
Right.
money they're dropping,
Bro, that's what I'm
insane,
saying.
insane.
Insane.
100%. Julian Alvarez is worth 150 mil for me, especially if you're gonna get him for at least the next 5 years. I think it'll be easy return, easy return. We're not gonna make a profit, turn a profit like Chelsea or Man City do, but we definitely gonna win some things with him. So.
Well, what are your thoughts on, with some Arsenal fans saying that, yeah, he might go to Arsenal, but then like in 2 years he might be like, I want to leave to Barca now.
And what is wrong with that? I would argue, what is wrong with that? Because at the end of the day, if you're having strict conversations about Ramsdale and you were that cutthroat about Ramsdale and you just shipped them off after 2 years, this should not be any different. I know it hurts you,
No, but you
but
can't
did you?
compare him with Rams though.
No,
But
no, no, you cannot.
you're saying he's a franchise player though. I mean, then he's not a
No,
franchise.
100%. He's a franchise player, but if he wants to go to Barcelona and we've won things with him, it's fine. He can go. I have no problem. If
Yeah.
we win things, no problem. If he doesn't get me over the line, then that's when I start having a little bit of problems with that. But I think but even then, Daniel, like think about Gyökeres. If we sell Gyökeres now, we cannot say we're not happy for what he did when we came in. He came in and his goals helped us win the title, no matter what anybody says. With what we had up front before, we weren't doing it. And then he came in one season, won the title. Even if he goes now, I'd be like, thank you, and I would be hurt, as a person, but it's okay. Like some players move on and it's better for their careers anyways.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
now do you
Alvarez
think,
is 26
I was
years
gonna say,
old, so you're getting him in his prime.
yeah, but I was gonna say, like, do you think he's gonna come in with that motivation? You know what I mean? Like, can Arteta? Well, I feel like out of all managers, Arteta can probably do it. You think he
I
can,
don't
take away that, let's say depression from not going to Barca, going back to London, which from what I heard, he doesn't like the weather and the England lifestyle compared to Spain. How do you turn that, and how do you, I
there
guess make sure that he actually gives it all for the badge, for the
there's nothing
Gunners,
better in
like
life
Wilver says.
there's nothing better in life for you or your family than a new beautiful house in a beautiful
Here we go.
city, and then use in the pocket with your new boys egging you on, be like, yo, we're gonna win everything, quadruple on the table when you around, my boy. Come on. I think that's a no-brainer. Once he comes here, it's business as usual and you're hungry for everything. You could literally keep Gyökeres for a year, and I think they're fighting on every front. And there is zero excuse from this manager. He'll get the sack if he doesn't win at least 2 trophies, in my opinion. So,
I don't
if you
think
get Alvarez in,
I don't think there's a lack of motivation for him. I think you're going to defending champions of the Premier League who are going to a team that went for the finals and the champion. You are the poster boy, right? Like all eyes on you. It's for you to get him over the line. So I don't think there's a lack of motivation would be something to be worried about.
I have another question for you guys. If he only has to choose between Arsenal and Atletico, is Arsenal not an upgrade?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
It's a
100%.
no-brainer.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Yeah,
It's a
I
no-brainer.
think he
Who
just
would
wants out of Atletico too, especially the way that they were treating him and how they've been shutting him down. I mean, like, you got to think about it in his view too. Like, you are Atletico's franchise player. You've done so much for them, and then they're gonna go back and like disrespect you and treat you like you're just like a piece of meat. Like, nah, like,
Yeah,
we're not
yeah.
gonna do what you want. You signed this contract. You're obligated to listen to us. Like,
I love though, Chelsea with Enzo. He clapped the fans even though he shouldn't. Like in our heart of hearts, maybe a player doesn't do that if he has too much ego. On top of that, you see the captain pushing him, be like, "Yo, we're here, bro. We're behind you." That's a different attitude, and I think that's what you wanted to see with a Julian Alvarez. No matter what's going on, I totally agree with the ego thing at Atletico, and I don't think a club should ever get too carried away to the point where you're always bigger than one individual, but that one individual should never compromise your morals, right? And Atletico look a little slimy treating him like that as well, because it
yeah, bro.
wasn't. It's very well known that it's the higher ups that said, "Nah, you don't get to go say hi to the fans. You don't get to do anything. You don't get to interact with them. Period." So he doesn't even get to say his two piece and be like, "Yo, I'm sorry." Like, no, nothing. So a club should always be bigger than the player, but the club should never stoop down to a player's level to make their morals be compromised.
So apparently, back in January, February, he expressed his desire to move to Barca, and they were like, "Okay, but we can't just sell you to Barca. We can't just make it happen. You have to come out and say, hey, I want to leave the club. I want to move out.' And we know, which he did randomly after the World Cup game. So I feel like that's where the pain and the disappointment that you can clearly see on his face is coming from. Where like they promised him that he was gonna be allowed to leave and go to Barca, and now they're saying no, you're gonna stay. We're gonna keep you. Who's better, him or Joao Pedro?
Come on, bro. As of right now, Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro's the best striker in the league right now, bro.
That's wild, bro. That's wild. I could never say Joao Pedro. He's not mobile enough for me, boy.
That's crazy.
He's
No,
not
he
mobile
moves.
enough.
He moves.
He doesn't move enough. He looks
He
like
got the
he
samba feet,
moves
bro.
like
He got samba feet.
he don't got samba feet. I promise you. He pretends to have samba feet, bro. I've seen that before. I've been around him. Yeah, I mean it's an incredible saga, and if you had to say one prediction, crystal ball, Daniel, where does he end up? Does he stay? Does he go? Does he go to Barca? Does he go to Chelsea? Does he go to Arsenal? Does he go to Juventus? Like, what does your crystal ball say?
Tough one. That's a tough one. I think he's going to stay. Yeah.
Damn.
I think he's going to Arsenal. I think Arsenal were ready to splash money on Vinicius, and that didn't work out too well for them. But again, Arsenal doesn't have that pool, so I don't even know if they can pull Julian Alvarez at this
Whoa.
point.
Whoa.
They're gonna have to send an extra payment
Whoa.
from the side.
I'm gonna send Calafiori over there. He gonna bring even Esther, bro. Don't talk about our pool, bro. Don't come over here and talk about our pool, bro. Pull anything we want. I promise you, bro.
I think all the shit aside, yeah. I think he'll probably end up going to Arsenal. I think Arsenal have the money to splurge right now. And why wouldn't you use that money to get a striker, especially if Alvarez is available?